Hi, everybody. It is Eamon, and welcome to another episode of Pathmonk Presents. On today's podcast, we have coming all the way from Dallas, Texas, we have Alishia from Mercer Lead Gen. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm good, Eamon. How are you? Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Excited about this call. So, those who aren't familiar, those who are listening in around the world, give us a quick download, give us a quick overview of what Mercer Lead Gen is all about so we can understand.
Absolutely. So, LeapGen's actually been around for 6 years. And so we were a digital HR transformation consultancy, helping global organizations with any type of digital mindset, rethinking their technology strategy, deployment strategies, and really just helping their work work better for their people and be able to drive kind of a digital equation for success. We sometimes say in this market. So obviously, people are used to a frictionless, digital presence on their phones, on their laptops, in their personal lives, and so it should be more like that at work. And so we always say it's 2023 outside of work. What does it feel like inside of work? And so we're helping companies really move from their old way of doing things and the way the HR has kind of always been into this new way of working, and just the wave of technologies and the way that they can be used and the way they can make work better. March 1st, actually, we were acquired by Mercer. So now we are Mercer Leap Gen. And the great thing is, Leap Gen is still able to do what we've always done, but now we've got an incredible organization with backing and reach and more resources to be able to help more companies. So it's really exciting to be a part of Mercer now. So as Mercer Leap Gen, we help enterprise companies, but we also help solution providers. So we're in a unique position where we work with both sides of companies, and we're able to help solution providers in this space with their go-to-market strategy, with new ways of helping companies, of being able to go with their messaging and their market. So we're kind of doing all of it. It's a lot of fun.
Exciting. Well, definitely, whenever you have a merger like that, it's definitely exciting times. So opens up a lot of new doors. So with this, I mean, what do you find is your main industries that you were, like, obviously you mentioned HR, but is there any specific industries that you tend to focus on more or expand into?
Yeah, we will typically, for the last 6 years, we've really been here in the US, and we're really expanding globally. But a lot of the companies that we've worked with, consumer brands, Target, Domino's, McDonald's, Dick's Sporting Goods, companies like that, but also financial companies, manufacturing companies have been big in this space and wanting to, progress and become more digital. Healthcare providers, as well as technology companies. So yeah, really kind of we run the gamut, but just typically it's going to be a larger company, 5,000 employees or more. And then again, just people who are wanting in companies, organizations who are wanting to be more digital, have a better workforce experience for their organization.
Fantastic. And, with, like, you named a couple of different industries, like you can see it's really diverse, which is interesting. But how do you find, what's working well for you at the moment regarding, gathering up new clients? Are you working mostly on outbound? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Google? Is it inbound? Like, where seems to be the focus at the moment?
Yeah, a lot of our customers and clients come from networking, word of mouth, thought leadership. We've got some really incredible thought leaders that work with us and that co-founded our company and have been a part of Mercer Leap Gen now. And so they speak at conferences and on webinars and get asked kind of for their thought leadership in this industry and in the space. So a lot of it comes from that. We do see different inquiries and things like that on our website. It's just, our website is probably more of an educational tool and more of a space for content and being able to give back, honestly, to this space as well. Nothing is behind a paywall or anything like that. And so we've really kind of used our website as an educational space, a place to validate what we're doing, puts case studies up there, show the work that's being done, and stories of proof, we call them, for the work that we're doing at companies.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, it's interesting because sometimes you see different companies, their website is really, a conversion tool, and other companies, like you're saying, is just a educational tool. So it's good to be very clear on that. So also with this kind of switching gears a little bit and talking about you, Alicia, as a leader within marketing, I mean, what keeps you busy on a day-to-day basis?
Oh wow. I mean, a lot. We've got a lot going on. It's really
Mm.
exciting. We are seeing so many companies want to get better for their organization and for their people. We really have a human-centered approach, and we believe that being digital is how you scale empathy. It's how you show your workforce that you want to be better for them. If someone goes into their work tool, whatever it might be, or work technology, and they are having a baby, how do they figure out what to do next? How do they know the next steps in to take leave or apply for short-term disability, whatever it might be? They don't go in and go, I'm having a dependent, which is how HR is typically thought and worked. It's, I'm having a baby. So if they put that in the search bar, it should come up, what do they do? Or going on PTO, or wanting to find it, add my skills somewhere else, or talk about what other opportunities there are. So it's how an organization, being digital, having a digital mindset for an HR leader and for, typically CHROs, is really how they care for their workforce and become a better experience for their organization and the people that work there.
Yeah, it's like just thinking about it, because I never thought of stuff like that before. It's like if you're going into HR platform, you're just saying it doesn't bring up the option of having a baby. You think that it's like sometimes just making simple changes like that can make such a difference. But yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and sometimes it's the simple ideas that can make the biggest difference. So no, definitely I like that. And perfect. And like with this, now that we're coming up towards the end of our interview, is it okay if I put you in the hot seat, put you in the
Sure.
for some rapid fire questions? Great. So what was the last book you read or maybe currently reading?
Um, the last book I read, oh shoot, I just had it up here. It is actually, I was just on a little work meeting in Chicago, and it's How We Work, I think it's called. Oh shoot, I don't have it in front of me. It was here earlier. Yeah, I mean, obviously, once I opened it, I was reading the inside, but I'm pretty sure it's called How We Work, and by Melissa Swift. And yeah, I'm in chapter 2,
Mhm.
and it's been good. It's just, a really good book on people and how the world is working right now and how it's changing. So yeah, it's been interesting.
Fantastic, fantastic. And also in what you're doing, let's say on a day-to-day basis, I mean, if there is one thing that, let's say there is no boundaries in technology, you could snap your fingers, and if you could fix one thing that maybe takes up a lot of your time, maybe it's a repetitive task, maybe it's like, oh, reporting, I don't know. If you could snap your fingers and do one thing automated, what would that be?
Probably just the speed to respond to anyone who downloads content from our website or reaches out through one of our forms of connecting with us. Obviously, we want the speed to response to be just even faster. And so having to sequence and automate all of those different tasks probably would be something like that, just so that people are getting an immediate or close to immediate response back to a question or an inquiry or anything like that.
Perfect, perfect. And yeah, anything to make a better customer experiences and shorter timeframes is always
Exactly.
a good thing. And what I want to do is like give you the last word. I mean, it's been great having you on, and I'm sure our listeners got a lot of value. But I mean, imagine if people who are tuning in, they were to forget everything that we're just speaking about, and you want to leave them with one really key thing about Mercer Legion. What would that be?
Just that change and transformation is a journey. It's not a destination. It's always going to be something that is evolving. And obviously in the world of work and the world that we're living in is constantly changing and shifting and growing, whether it's a pandemic that happens, whether it's new technology that comes out, whether it's AI or other ways that people are, putting new technology into this world, that's also going to affect how people work. It's always going to affect how someone brings themselves to work. And so just knowing that that's part of the journey, that it's always going to be something changing and transforming, I think to keep that in your mind and not go, oh man, now we've got to, change another thing. It's great. Now we get to change another thing. We get to become better. We get to grow. We get to evolve. We say in Mercer LeapGen all the time, change isn't the enemy, it's the strategy. And so knowing that that's the strategy and that that's going to be part of your success is just a good mindset to have and a good way of thinking going forward. So I guess that's kind of my trading secret or tip of the day.
Fantastic. Well, definitely. I love that. Well, can you reword that again? Change isn't the
enemy, it's the strategy.
Love that's a good bumper sticker right there. So if someone's listening in, if they make bumper stickers, definitely that would be a good one.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Alishia, for being on our call, for sharing on the podcast. I look forward to hearing lots of great things about Mercer and LeapGen in the future. And that is it for today's episode. Looking forward to seeing everybody on the next episode. All the best and bye-bye.
Thank you so much.